So it's just a safety pin and a little bent piece of metal, maybe a nail. I have a nail here, and some pliers. It'll be able to fix the problem of a stuck trigger. It's racked back. I fixed it already, but before I would cock it back and it would just do this. It wouldn't click like that. Now the actual fix wasn't clear, but taking it apart and putting it back together fixed the problem. Mine doesn't have a little screw hole here. It doesn't have a little screw hole. It doesn't have a little spinny chrome circle thing. I don't know what that's for. So this is obviously a completely different version from the 18, and nowhere online I could find was an example of this gun being taken apart and put back together. So I had to figure it out myself, and it is not recommended. This is basically if your trigger doesn't pull, or if you've already taken it apart and you have no idea what to do, like I was 3 hours ago. That's what this is for. So I had the problem of a trigger that would not activate the mechanisms inside with this G23. But I figured out how to fix it, so that's what this video is for. So this is specifically for the G23 version of this Airsoft toy. So if yours is stuck, you just first have to get it unstuck. So the problem comes in from this spot right here, so you first have to take out this pin. And just make sure not to lose it. Then you have to click the trigger, make sure it's loose for this guy to open up. And you just gotta yank this thing out and get it loose for the next part. And this is where it gets a little complicated. It's a lot of small parts, so be careful when you're taking this apart. And these should be the first two pieces that you see. Now this next part is under spring tension, so you're going to want to hold up here when you pull this out. And this small piece is a release for the spring. It goes on the right side of the spring that you'll see later. And this spring also has a specific shape for this model, differently than the older versions. This is what holds your spring in and also pivots around. And this is the housing for all of them. It holds the spring, the first piece, and the second piece, all in here. So for putting them back together, you'll need something like a pin to fit through the middle to make it easiest, at least the easiest way that I found. And then just fit it through here, and you can close it after that. Then just fit the housing back in with the pin still in place. And it will fit in on the side just like this, inside the housing. Now this next part is the worst part, putting this back in with the spring on it. Now this is the only way the spring can go. That latch goes on the top part and is curled around that part of this small hammer. And the bottom of the spring sits back here on this slightly in focus area, and that's where the tension comes from, on that little ridge. And you can just pop this open to make it easier to fit, but then you just have to try to get it on that ridge and press it in to fit. just like this. And this small piece here, you have to fit in on the right side of the spring, between the housing and the spring, with the little flap pointed upwards. Just like this. Then you can grab the longer pin for the inside of it and put it through. Then, as well as possible, lining it up with that hole. You can use some sort of bent piece of metal, stiff metal, to pull up on the pin to fit it into that hole. Because it's under pressure, it's going to pull down and make it not line up. It is quite the struggle to get it in there. But after using the metal pin from the rear, I was able to move it around enough to fit it through the holes. And after that, you can go ahead and remove the pin, and it should be able to wiggle back and forth freely. And this piece fits in there basically how it looks. And once that's in with the spring, you can go ahead and try to press fit it back in. And then you can just put the final pin back in at the handle. And now the trigger will no longer stick. Put it into fire mode, and click, it goes. And a secondary problem I was having was the slide was sticking and not closing on its own, but that was solved by a quick cleaning that I had never done before this point. Yep, alright. Better.